Missouri. Welcome to Finding the Voices. I am Monica Ingadam.
Welcome to Finding the Voices. I am Monica Ingadam. Today we have a very special guest from Blooming Manipur, and an initiative by the public people in Manipur. So today we have Satyajit Elangbam representing Blooming Manipur and is going to share a little bit about Blooming Manipur. Welcome to our show.
Good morning.
To start with, can you give a brief introduction about Blooming Manipur?
Yes, Blooming Manipur it all started somewhere in the year 2011. One day it happens to be like my brother, who is at the United Kingdom. He's a doctor, so we just started a conversation after he saw all the things over there at the UK and other countries, developed country, about how the community are so much concerned about their own place by beautifying with the beautiful flowers and greeneries. So we said it was a big dream, but somehow we tried to focus in a particular area wherein we can start without much difficulties. So we have zeroed in to start this one, the Blooming Manipur project, right from the heart of the city. That is the Ema Keithel, which is about historical. It's a historical place, and it's about 700 years old. Heritage of its own. So we have decided on that way, but
so that was way back in 2011.
2011, somewhere in the middle of 2011, discussion were going on. And while we were planning out how to execute and implement the things, we have started discussing the matter with not only between me and my brother, but at that point of time, the president of the European Manipuri Association, one Mr. Okram Biswajit, Somrendro, 3-4 of the guys were also quite interested to hear this kind of project or the idea. Beautification is not the only thing, but we have to negotiate with so many groups of the associations of the Keithel. So that was the first time that we have come to know that there are about 4 different union or group. So that was the first initial challenges, but later on, after about 3 months, we finally got the green signals from the Emas of the Keithel that yes, we can go ahead with such type of the program or project. So in that way, we started with a very small initiative of putting up some flowers, and that also not a very good flower at the time, so we started in that way. Also mentioned that this is inspired by a project called Britain in Bloom.
It is an inspiration, for somebody who has gone out from Manipur, seeing other places, how developed they are and how they are beautifying, the places, streets or markets, or and imbibing that inspiration in our own place in Manipur.
Yes.
So when you started in Ema Keithel, how many flower pots did you plant? I did see the pictures of hanging flower pots in and around Ema Keithel.
Initially, we have started with about the 2 rows which are adjacent to the 2 market.
Okay.
There are 3 blocks in Ema Keithel. The Ema Keithel. So the 2 blocks, so there are about some 40 to 50 numbers of the flower pots per pillar. There used to be, we have put up about 2 flower pots. See, there were a lot of difficulties in doing that also. The foundation, the pillar, the column of the market structure. It is quite strange that the drilling machine cannot go through in the pillar. It was very strong.
I see.
So we were quite surprised that some of the public structure is also quite strong.
Okay.
So we again went back and discussed among the teams like over here, and then we have arranged for to put around a belt of about nearly 8 to 9 feet of diameter of the iron plate. In that, technically, in that we put up again the angle to support the hanging flowers. Doing that, we could able to accomplish about some 50 odd numbers of the hanging basket flowers.
I see.
So
how do you manage, the maintenance once you have implemented it in terms of watering or replanting if the flower dies?
yes, here what I like to mention is it's different between planting of a tree or saplings or something like that, but maintaining a flower is it's not a very easy job. So after we started putting up the flowers in one of the most important historical place of Manipur, we realized that. So somehow we managed it because we need to water the flower every day,
right?
Every single day,
right?
So what we thought was plan was that if we can engage a professional gardener who can look after. So we went around everywhere of this in and around Manipur to find out that who would be able to contribute at least half an hour time daily to do this job. So we tried with about 2 of the nursery or the gardener, but it didn't last for long. So it was very difficult because it's the first time happening in Manipur, and then the concept, the feelings that is going on inside the particular fellow who is watering the plant. A lot of things in front of in middle of the market or in the middle of the city, while everyone was watching him that watering the plant. So that was again challenges for him. So it cannot continue for long. So later
what
on,
do you mean challenges? You mean
challenges
like the concept of
the concept is quite good. Everybody accepted it.
Right.
But when a young guy, because generally from gardener, when we request them to do the gardening work, maintenance, caring of the plants by watering and all. So I am very strange to find that they used to cover their face. So later on, we can instill the feelings of the pride, the ownership, But when we engage the gardener, they feel that they are the gardener. So we try to convince him that it's not only about gardening; it's about caring and loving. So this is kind of a great job. So it continued for about 3 months, but monitoring and controlling, again, it becomes a part of the activity. So it happened like that for about 3 months. It was going up and down. So finally we have decided that these things need to be taken on our own. So we form a common decision. We made a decision that about 5-6 of us we should have to manage
Okay.
One in the morning shift, another in the evening. So like that, it continued for about a year, and in the initial year, it was going well for some time, and with the nature also, the condition of the climate and the weather, there was some gap period also. But again, when the autumn sets in before the winter, this is the best timing. But now we know that what kind of flowers we have to use.
Okay.
But before, we used to take advice from some of the professionals.
Okay.
But I'm repeatedly saying again that first time in Manipur, a flower pot hanging in the middle of the market and directly hit by the sun right from the morning till the evening. So the things what we are seeing in the home garden or garden center is totally different from the flower pot hanging. So but fortunately, after my father, my dad, he got retired from his job. That was in the year 2012. So by 2012 and early 13, so he took the responsibility by himself that such initiatives should not go in vain, and he along with him another 2-3 guys. So he convinced them, and then it was continuously for every day. The flowers were taken care of. So that was a time that for about 6 months we could see continuously for about half a year that it was just blooming. So that was quite a great things, that contribution from since he's got some free time also.
Right. So how old is your dad? I would love to meet him. So he has been taking care of watering all the plants by himself.
Since we are also quite busy going here about my job.
Okay.
Yes, likewise for my team also. So he has taken that ownership, and then later on he became quite familiar with all the Emas of the market, Keithel, and they were also even working together. So some of the Emas would take care of the flowers in front of them. So it was very instrumental and quite a great condition. But now, after doing this for about 2 years, since the structure are big, and when one used to water the plant, you need to stretch your body, and we cannot do it on the ground level also, because the public used to has the good habit of taking the flowers home. So
so you also have incidents where people have actually taken the whole pot.
Whole pot. So we replace it. It's not a problem. But if somebody thinks that it's nice, they want to take it back home.
What about plucking flowers? Like, do they?
Plucking is there. It's quite common. But nowadays the Emas are quite concerned about this, and they also think that yes, it belongs to them also.
Okay, so they have taken the ownership, and if they see somebody plucking, they would actually say, "Don't pluck it."
They will immediately stop.
Okay.
So such type of things are there.
So on an average, just out of my curiosity, how many pots has actually been stolen?
It's quite often frequent that so far, every time when it started blooming, 2 or 3 would be missing.
I see.
So when we were also actually doing the work on the site, people will approach us and say that is it for sales or they can purchase it. It's very nice. They've never seen this kind of flower.
Okay.
But what we really want to convey or spread the message is that yes, it's not about only the flowers which are beautiful and hanging in the Keithel in the market. It's not that. What we are trying to say is that yes, the main theme about Blooming Manipur is we say it, loving where we live. So be it your locality, your home, or your school, your office premises, your workplace. So if you started taking care of your place, started loving, then you would like to decorate it with beautiful things. So in order to instill that one, we have been repeatedly trying to convey this message through media, through the social media, and whenever we have a discussion face to face. So and that is what the main motto or the objectives of this Blooming Manipur.
Right, so it's it is an initiative which needs to be taken by everyone, starting from the home, from the kondong, which is the gate of each house, or the office, like you said, school, and that's how we can at least contribute in our own small way to beautify the place. But I think some of the challenges, like you have said, we do have people who steal flowers, who also have the habit of plucking flowers. And I think we need to speak more and create awareness. And I guess more volunteers, who would identify or catch people in that act.
That's how it actually took about 2 years of this continuous campaign of this Blooming Manipur to get through the concerned authority like the municipality, the concerned police department who are in and around that this Ema Keithel, and more importantly the public, who are quite frequent and who are also there at the Ema Keithel.
It looks like there is a dependency to get the approval. So is the approval more for placing the flower in those locations, or for awareness and getting support from them?
Yes, the approval is for beautification.
Like for asking for permission to put the flower pots okay.
And to sensitize the Keithel. See, the one of the disturbing matter of this Ema Keithel is not the solution will not be with the flowers, but the way of this disposal of the garbage.
Okay.
The waste materials. That's the more the initial target, the internal target of this when we started stepping in the Keithel. So we have sensitized, or we try to create awareness by talking with imams all around the Keithel, with every individual. We tried to say participate from the young students, very of the young age. So they also request the imams that please do not throw all this kind of stuff to be thrown in proper place. So like that, and we have a breakthrough like in this after 2 years, say in the running third year, that one particular group of the in the Facebook social media of Manipur by the name Kangla, Kangla Facebook group. So that was a break. They were also watching what the activities are going on for the Blooming Manipur. It was quite about some 30-40 members of the Kangla group. Initially, they came across us and said that okay, they would like also to help for a day or more than that in order to continue the campaign. So with that number of the strength we have got, so we planned to start cleaning.
So that was an extension of what you originally envisioned, or?
It's not. It's a group. It's a whole set of the objectives. But being Blooming Manipur, when we started, there were quite few common with common interest group. A number of about say 7 to 8 people. So we were focusing on the flowers because only a few people can manage.
Okay, so it was there at the back of your mind.
Yes, it's quite a very good idea, but when we started talking and then try to find out that who would be able to volunteer with a minimum of payment, daily wages. So there are people who are unskilled job, who are in the market, who can do odd jobs for a minimum daily wages approved by the government. But when we started talking about this kind of service, of public service, so we found that it's not that easy to convince. And the people also, the mindset, if you engage them for your private work at home to clean your drain or to clean the garden, everything, they will do it for a minimum of say 300, 400 per day. But when you ask them to do it in the Keithel, which is a public place, they will be paid, of course, but the reasons why they are quite reluctant to do that kind of service is that the belongingness among the common people also, the working group, the sense of belongingness and responsibility towards the society is quite lesser, or they don't have much time to think.
Yeah, and also I feel generally in Manipur, again, you had mentioned before, people have less respect for jobs. People seem to have respect for job depending on what the person is doing, not for every job. And I think it's important that we create awareness, or we need to have pride in ourselves to do any kind of job. Like for example, you're saying that when they go to the public, they are a little embarrassed and they don't even want to show their face that they are doing that. And in my personal experience, I found it really amazing working in US, that people are not shy or embarrassed of any kind of job. And the same thing, for the other people, that they respect, whatever they're doing. And maybe the person is doing a minimal job, maybe they are flipping burgers, in a burger store, but everybody have respect for each other. So I think that's a little bit low in our place.
Yes, that's quite true. But in this matter, what I also feel is that the media, be it the print, electronic, or the social media, is where the roles of the media comes into the picture. There are so many people in Manipur now. They are ice cream vendors. They are doing odd jobs.
Right.
So if we can identify, recognize, and appreciate in a positive way,
right,
then the very mindset of the conventional, the old way, that being a rickshaw driver by covering the face,
right,
I think it will not be you cannot anymore of such type of mindset will not be there once we started appreciating the work.
Yeah, so it's a responsibility of the public also.
Of the public, but in order to induce in the mind of the public, what we can do is that, yes, every morning about 80% of the households of the Manipur or Imphal in particular read newspaper. 7:30 in the night, the All India Radio News is one of the it reaches maximum throughout the Manipur. So by taking this opportunity, and if we can spread certain kind of the culture of working, or the culture of say and then respecting one another.
Right.
So we try to capture some of the photographs who are working under the municipality. Every morning they are sweeping the roads, the Keithel, early in the morning, around 6:30, 6 to 6:30 in the morning. So when we were going for the watering of the flower, and we could have a chance to meet with them. So we try to bring it out.
Okay.
Such type of the positive culture that their contributions are equally important with any of the profession.
Right.
So in that way, if we can also spread more and more with maximum reach, then the respect with one another and all
would increase.
come clearly, will
Right.
give a positive impact in the society.
So coming back to to littering and cleaning up, Ema Keithel, I think yes, one of the approach is cleaning up, but I think more importantly, again, back to people and public, we need to instill that we should not be littering.
Yes.
Because that would really help.
Yes, that would. See, what we are doing and we were doing in the particular place is one of the example that we would like to convey to the common mass. So even though it's quite difficult and very tiring also, sometimes we used to sweat out in the morning. Cleaning the market is a big structure.
Right, it is.
So it took almost half a day by 50 of us. Sometimes in one of the campaign we could get about more than 150 volunteers. So we were cleaning it quite frequently, and at the somewhere the last part was that we started to clean it continuously for 1 month. It lasted for about 20 days. Every morning and evening, under my father guidance, we started cleaning the market in the morning and late at night. So the drains were quite clean, no dirt, no blockades of the drain and all.
So what happened? The municipality actually now started taking the ownership of cleaning up?
Yes, after the 20 days long continuous campaign of cleaning up the Keithel, morning and evening, twice daily, it was clean and it was glittering. The market was quite good and it smells good also.
Okay.
During those days. It was during the time of the Shanghai Festival, 2014. So there were some tourists also from the different part of the country, and as well as outside the country. So they have also noticed the kind of the unhygienic and all those things inside the market, the improper way of disposing the waste materials and all. So that things were going on again to the media, their report. So clubbing with the feedback of the tourists, the foreign visitors, as well as from outside Manipur, and the continuous cleanliness campaign or the work by the Blooming Manipur volunteers. So we could see the municipality and its allied department cleaning up the market on a regular basis.
So that is actually a very good
that's what
positive.
we were dreaming about.
Right.
And even the police department officials who are deployed over there in and around the market, they are also quite frequent with my dad also, since every day they used to see together. So they started, not officially, but as a duty of being officials of the law. They started, to prevent the public to make the place dirty or any kind of untoward or unwanted elements in and around the market. So everybody started contributing their own on their own, without imposing any kind of instruction or dictum to the people. So
right.
That's how. So right now we are quite satisfied that these things are going on.
So, we spoke a lot about Ema Keithel,
Yes.
but can you share if you have had events and, similar initiative in other parts of Manipur?
In other parts of Manipur, yes, we do have quite a lot of area also. Subsequently, after Blooming Manipur at the Ema Keithel, when we are doing at Ema Keithel, we have also quite successful in doing this at the Moirang Keithel. That is called as Thoibi Aun Keithel. So the Keithel is also newly renovated one. So being the historical place of Manipur, at Moirang, the Keithel architect design also has very unique. If you go to Loktak, anyone can see that Keithel with.
Yes, I saw actually, and I saw it's labeled as Blooming Moirang.
Yeah, it's a label as a Blooming Moirang.
Right.
Blooming Moirang, again, is an initiative by the people of the locals of the Moirang. That again is yes, the main idea and the again an initiative by the elected member of the Moirang, the local MLAs.
Okay.
The local MLA, he is also quite frequent with us in discussing some of the issues.
But that is not a government initiative. It's more
not
a personal
all, so
initiative.
far, whatever we are into or we are being involved, it's not a government initiative. It's all from the personal level,
right,
from the
right.
individual level. So everyone come out together and started, beautifying the market, which are quite again historical one. So things are going on even till today also, and the plantation of the trees. So that is what in two of the Keithels we also heard, and we were quite determined to plan the same way at the Kakching Keithel,
okay.
as well as the Thawal Keithel. But maybe because of some sort of communication gap, or there was not quite some true communication, so we were not involved in the Thawal when it was actually going on that
I
day.
see.
As well as the Kakching.
Okay.
But it was some discussion were going on before the Keithels were actually started doing the same way like the Ema Keithel and the Moirang Keithel. But we have quite a lot of feedback and conversation still going on that we would be doing at Ukrul,
Okay.
Kampokpi, Chandel and Churasanpur.
Okay, so you are expanding and trying to spread it all over in Manipur.
Yes, it is not up to us, but the people of the Ukrul.
Right, it's a volunteering and people
so
have to accept the idea.
They would like to go along with the concept of the Blooming Manipur. And
Right.
yes, it's quite a very good. That's what we want. And then yes, it's quite ironical also that some of the particular group, local club, and also they used to come to me and say that Tamu, would you please give us some kind of flower saplings and trees and plants and all. So they also think that we are also quite a solution provider to the gardening.
I see.
So we cannot say that at the first instant that we are not into the supplying of the flowers and all, but seeing the interest of the local people from that particular community. So we tried our best level that we arrange flower seeds or in a very cost-effective way,
Okay.
and then try to be with them. And once they started, doing the job or planting a flower, then we can start talking to them in the second level that this is what we need to do, and you would be the brand ambassador of spreading the message or doing the work of this community gardening and sense of belongingness, pride of their place. So all those things will come in place. But initially, yes, they would like to make their home their office. So in that way, the head office also. I also work in the education department. So in my department, the head office of Manipur, the Service Shiksha Abhiyan. So when we inaugurated the newly constructed building, so my seniors, my director and additional director, took suggestions, and then they have given me that, okay, try to do something like Blooming Manipur at the office also. So even still now the office are being blooming along with the flowers.
So overall it looks like, you know, it is spreading, people are accepting the idea.
Yes.
So it is very positive.
It's very positive.
Very good.
That is what. So if you look at the, if everyone looks at what is going on at the Ema Keithel and the flower pots, then it would be wrong, because that is what our effort that we try to do. We are not into profession of doing that, to make the flower blooms throughout the year. But we are trying our best level in that way. Right now we have our own garden also, with a greenhouse, so that we can do the nursery and everything. So we will be more giving the beautiful things to the public also.
I mean, as your project is progressing, it looks like your team is also expanding, and you are learning, and about more flowers and things like that. No, that's very good. I'm very, very impressed, particularly by what you said, that this is something, the public started and has inspired the government official, and they have participated. So I think that's really good, because sometimes people just wait for the government to take initiative for any of the thing. So what Blooming Manipur has done is like, why wait? We can start it ourselves and even involve government official to continue and expand.
If you think that you have strong determination, and with that amount of level of determination, we can do it. So concept of the Blooming Manipur is that to encourage and to make the common people to participate, to do it on their own, in their own capacity, and in doing that, in promoting that, and in encouraging or working together with that, the activists of the Blooming Manipur, or the main organizer of this particular event, of this kind of program, not going to get any kind of personal benefit. We have other priority also. But
and also, all the people who are involved in Blooming Manipur have their own career, and Blooming Manipur is something, which you do as a hobby or extended hobby, or something you believe in. And I do understand that there would be negativity on any project initiated.
That is quite unavoidable.
But I think there are a lot of positivity also we have seen, and I myself believe in Blooming Manipur, and I think it's excellent. I would, and within my own capacity, would love to participate and join in any effort of Blooming Manipur, and I request all the viewer and listener of Finding the Voices also to participate. After all, this is something which Blooming Manipur has initiated to beautify our place. So thank you for coming to our show and sharing about Blooming Manipur, and we wish you all the best and your team, and we really appreciate all your initiative, and we hope we will collaborate and can spread the message to everybody.
Thank you very much.